What's going on, family? Black Phoenix checking in. I'm at the headquarters right now working on a few projects and just wanted to stop and give you a small update on how to build products over talent as a welder. And I want to use that term because it's very, very important. We are skilled welders, we are skilled tradesmen. We love to use our hands, we love to fabricate, build, and install things. And we have to have products if we're going to build some generational wealth, if we're going to get out of debt, if we're going to actually have some passive income, so that way we can free up some of our time to do other things. And you build products just by working on the job. Um, a lot of us have different side passions. Every welder is something else too. He might be a great fisherman, he might be a carpenter, he might be a hunter, he might be someone like the race. He might be into sports. It's different things that we can utilize our welding skills to help someone with, from making custom products for a customer looking for a need in the community and say, hey man, this right here could be a whole lot better if it was metal. Maybe I need to fabricate this. But there's so many products, like there's so many things that already exist that might just need some improvement, just some simple improvement. Maybe it need to be made out of metal instead of being made out of wood. At one time, wood is fine, but if you had metal, it could last a lot longer. It can kill a few birds in one stone. So it all depends on what type of field you're working in. If you're in the pipe welding field, if you're in the ornamental field, if you're in the heavy structural fabrication field, if you just into the piping, the mechanical piping. I mean, there's so many. If you're into the furniture, like there's so many things that you can do. The main thing I would say is to find out what you're good at, and also to find a need, like to know your niche, and then also find a need in whatever community or whatever environment you in, like whatever location, because every place is different. If it's real wet, you might need something else. If it's real dry versus being cold, it's a lot of different things that takes place into us building our products. This is a welding skid, and this product that I built was actually something that I built to help me personally. I like to be organized. I like to not have things just going everywhere. I want to be more in tune with what I'm doing. Hey, man, I appreciate that love. Thanks for that love and support. I appreciate that. There's so many things that you can do with your product. And this one, like I say, this one is for building my brand. I literally want to utilize what I have, build a brand where I can show up and show out. You know what I mean? And if I had a welding skid and all of my stuff is lined up right and everything is on it correctly, I have less downtime and less start time. I can get there, get it done, keep on going. So I think that is very, very important that you would show some love. Let's see if I can hit this, man. I appreciate that love, bro. I really appreciate that love. Um, it's very important to have something, but this skill, like I say, this was to serve a purpose for me, to help me when I'm on job sites, stay organized, be able to get there on time, do what I need to do. And then come to find out, as I was moving around, other supply stores recognize the art of it, the need of it, the the essential asset of it. So after I got to get, the old people say if enough people tell you something, maybe it's true. So if enough people tell you that you maybe have something, maybe you got something, and you just got to figure out how to present it to the world, because there is steps that you have to do in order to get these things done. Honestly, that 125, um, you can do a lot of ornamental and small things with that 125. If I'm not mistaken, that 125, I don't know if it can weld a quarter inch. If it can weld at least 16 gauge, 11 gauge, 16, 11 gauge to 16 gauge, you can do a lot of ornamental fabrication with that. You can be able to um, do small repairs with that. You got to think with that welder, I would say nothing over 11 gauge, maybe 1/8 inch. 3/16 might be too much, but it might be okay. 3/16 might be fine. But I just depends on what you're trying to do. I stay within that range, like light metal. So I think of light products, light repairs, different things that you can do. Because I have a 135 that I got used, and it's a damn good unit. But I think it's a little more powerful than that 125. But then again, this is an older unit, so that 125 might equal the same. You know what I mean? But there's a lot you can do with that though, so don't count it out. And also see if you can use flux core with it, because if you can burn flux core with it, flux core tends to give you a little bit more better penetration. So you should look into that. So if just use straight flux core wire, and just see what type of products you into and what you are into personally, because everybody into something different. Everybody into something different. So I think that it's real good that you would try to figure out what you into. Different people. I have a friend that mess with bikes. He do bike repairs. He repair bikes, aluminum and steel bikes. So it all depends on what you do. But there's a ton of things you can do to build products as a welder. But I would say it's very important not to just focus on your talent, because everyone, we're gonna get old. We're getting old. Things happen. And also, I think that now is the time to create more entrepreneurs. We have plenty of people going to look for jobs. For those who want a job, there's nothing wrong. I'm not knocking that, because I want to help the person who's trying to get one that doesn't have one. But if you're trying to start a business, I think that we have our skills built up over time. Being good welders, working for companies where we get sufficient with what we do. A lot of times we'll go to work, and as soon as we come home, our minds are shut off, and we're just like, oh, I don't want to work on mine. I want to do some luxury, or I want to spend some money. And I think that we should spend at least some time, especially once you feel it's in your heart that you want to be independent. Start spending, getting off of work, man, spending an extra hour or 2 hours, really dedicating to thinking of an idea, something you can do, something you can fabricate, and you don't have to have a shop. I didn't have a shop when I come up with this. I came up with it in the desert, actually on a concrete slab beside my RV. So, don't wait till you get a situation perfect. A lot of people say, oh, once I get this and get that and do this and get this hood and get this here, oh, I'm ready to go. Don't wait, man. Just go on and jump on it. Show some initiative and go and make something happen, because the more time you wait on your vision, it's kind of like um, a fire when you first getting it started. At first, the flame is big and you all excited. Then the wind come, and if it's not spreaded correctly, the flame will go out. Over time, you be like, damn. You're not feeling the same motivation um, as you would. And I just think it's very important. I'm trying to make sure I see everything, because a couple things popping up on here. And as far as advertisement, oh, I forgot to say something about that. Your advertisement can be, you're gonna have to spend money with your advertisement, but it's gonna be better. If you want to start off small with a small advertisement, kind of getting your feet wet with learning how to do it, you can use Craigslist. Facebook got a nice little algorithm that they got going on with they ads, as far as like if you're posting an ad and you made a page on there to promote what you're doing, your product, your service, or whatnot. But you're going to spend money, and I think it's very wise to spend money. And the more you spend, the more results you're going to get. Now, I'm not saying that you might not get lucky and do a $5 ad and get a job for a couple $1,000s, because I have done it. It can happen. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I think that, appreciate that, man. Thanks for that love, bro. I appreciate it. I think at the same time that we have to know what we can actually do. We need to not have any boundaries on ourselves when we're coming up with our ideas, and coming up with our advertisement. Like, don't be scared to spend money. It takes money to make money. That's a universal principle. It's not going anywhere. It's not changing anytime soon. So don't be afraid to spend money, because you're going to have to spend money. But I would say, learn it yourself. Don't just put this baby. If you're starting out and it's your first time and you're being independent and you just really get your hands dirty, like spend money yourself, meet people yourself, mess up yourself, because it's going to teach you a lot. It's going to give you a lot of wisdom, and it's going to give you a lot of confidence, because that's what you need. You're gonna need to be confident. So you're gonna need a lot of confidence in knowing who you are, what you can do, and stumbling and falling and making mistakes over the time. It's just gonna help you be stronger and just gonna empower you to do that even more. So just keep that in mind, man. Anything is possible. So don't knock that it can happen. Just think like, okay, if you get to a door and the door is closed, don't think like, oh man, this is not for me. Think of like, okay, well, maybe I got to come with a different approach. You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes I didn't have to switch things up. I started with one approach. I got frustrated. I had to lay this idea down. I had to come focus on another idea. Then once things got frustrated in my mind, I went back and focused on that idea and worked on this one. I like to multitask. So I might be doing two, three, four things in one time. But that's what I like to do because it's just my train of thought and how I operate. I get bored easy if I'm doing something that is not exciting to me. I tend to get bored on it, so I like to have different things to do. Somebody else, you might be the same. You know what I'm saying? But I like to have different things to do. But I would say start looking into the Facebook ads. Start looking into um, the Craigslist ads, any type of Instagram ads, whatever ads that you need to look into, start checking them out. I'm gonna hit that up because something popped up and I didn't get a chance to see it, man. So my bad on that. Let me see. What expired the welding skid? Actually, just like I was saying earlier in the video, the welding skid got expired by me getting myself together independently. I'm a very organized person. I like to be organized. I don't like things to be out of whack or not looking a certain way. So I wanted to have my unit where I could be able to kill two birds with one stone. I could be able to take it completely out my truck and use my truck if I need it. Then I also wanted to be able to have everything organized on the rig where once I pull up, I don't have to drag out leads all the time and pull this out and get the stitcher cords, all they tangled up, and you spend 30, 40 minutes just trying to get ready for the job. So I like just pulling up, jumping out, firing up, getting the little basics and going. You know what I mean? So that's why I do it. You know what I mean? I like to show up and show out. So the welding skid allowed me to show up and show out. It allowed me to stay safe, mobile. It keeps everything organized and locked down, so I didn't have to worry about nobody running off with nothing, losing anything. You see what I'm saying? So it just opened up a lot of doors for me. And as I was going through different supply stores, welding supply stores, the different workers and owners seen the skid and they was like, man, that is nice. That's a nice piece of work, man. I really like what you got going on. I like how it's lined up. Hey, have you showed somebody, hey, this guy right here need one of these? How much you think you'll make one of them for? And the first thing they asked me though was where I bought it at. Man, where did you buy this at? I'm like, I made this. They looked at me like, okay, for real though, where you buy this at? I'm like, I made it, man. But that's just what it is. Sometimes when you're talented and you believe in what you do and you keen to detail, people would tend to think that someone else did it. They'll tend to not give you the credit, and that's fine because you don't have to boast. He just did it for you by not believing that you did it. You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason for you to get an attitude or nothing. Just laugh and say, oh man, yeah, for real, I did it, this and this. I can get you one. So I just believe that having products as a welder, having products, starting something as a welder, having some type of product, man, I believe it's very valuable because it's going to help get you free. And before I go off and show you something, because I'm actually working on a few things, but I want to show you something real quick. What I mean about having a product, I have a setup here. And this is some of my products, just to give you an idea. This is my shooting target. This is what it looks, how it looks when it breaks down, showing a person how they put it together. These are some prices. This just shows my price list of the targets, and then here goes the baby right here. This is the horizontal welding skid. Make sure you see that good. Get you a good look at that. Then I got my stairs here, and I actually got some now on the ground here. I'm about to put one of these together. And then you got the base model welding skid, which is the vertical one. And that's the first one I came up with. And as you see, there's processes. So you see these drawings, like it took me a minute. I had to draw it. I had to get the measurements right. I had to submit it to the person and say, okay, this is what we need to do. I had to go back and forth over the emails. No, that's not right. No, that's correct. No, take this out. No, add that. So there's a process, man. And all of this wasn't free. All just getting this done. This is hundreds. You know what I'm saying? Just getting this done. But you got to believe. Do you believe in what you got going on? You know, you got to start somewhere. This is just a start. This is not where I'm going to finish it, but it's a start. It's a start and it's mine. It's an opportunity for me to be free, for me to take my life to a different level, a different aspect. But I couldn't do this if it wasn't for um, the initiative for me just jumping out there and say, hey, you know what? I want to really build something for myself. I want to be financially free. I want to be independent. Like, I don't like no one telling me what to do. Like, I don't like no one telling me what to do on the job and off the job. I don't mind. Like, I'm at the point, like, I'm grown, man, like, to the point where I'm conscious too. And I know I really, really want to be free in America. And I just know as a black man in America, in order for me to be free, I have to have ownership. I have to own something. I have to be independent. I can't be free working a job, but I can use a job to get my freedom, though. So I can use this job to get my money, to get my freedom. You see what I'm saying? But I can't say I'm a hog and I live like a dog, like I'm going around the corner waiting on the bowl to put something in. Like, oh man, he ain't put nothing in it yet. Well, I gotta wait till he come back. Or I need to jump up and act like I really like him, then I'm gonna get something. I might get a bonus this time. I ain't with all that. Like I feel like if we're really gonna get something, once you get your skill set up, it's time to be independent, especially if it's in you. Like if it's in your heart and you say, oh man, I really want to do this. This is in me. You're going to have to put some money behind it. You're going to have to put some faith behind it. You're going to have to put some initiative and you're going to have to believe in yourself and sacrifice. Get out your comfort zone just a little bit. Get out your comfort zone just a little bit, man. Get unease. It's okay. You're going to fail. You're going to burn some money. It's what it is. You burn it anyway. Think about the stuff how you jackball money. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna jackball it anyway. So it's good. At least you doing it for your trade. You working on your business. Well, I should have spent that there. I'm gonna learn from that mistake. But you got to learn. So like even now, look, check this out. I got one down here laid out. I'm ready for another skid. Getting all my pieces cut out. Right here I have the stairs I got cut. All my pieces cut. I'm about to start beveling, getting everything done right so I can tack it together. You have to start from somewhere, man. You have to start from somewhere. And you got to use what you get. I'm lining my products out. See, I do things one step at a time. Here go one piece. You know, it's all about getting things situated, man. Taking initiative to make a product. And one thing I have learned because someone asked me this, they said, man, how do you build products? How did you even come up with the idea to do this? We have worked for others building their products. Let's just think about that real quick. You have worked on many jobs and you had built different things, different prints, different layouts. So why you can't do something for yourself? Think about it. Think about it, man. If you can build their products, you know how to do it. You know how to stay within the tolerance. You know what they're looking for. You know that this ain't gonna fly. That ain't gonna fly. Oh man, you can't put that down. You know what the tolerance is. You know what you need, what material to use, what not to use. Once you get all of this information, it becomes second nature to you. Now you just got to apply it to yourself. Apply it to what you do. Apply it to your hustle. Apply it to your business, your products, whatever it is that you're trying to do. I just want to say that now is the time to build products. Now is the time to have your own service. Now is the time to be independent if independence is in you. Hold on.